everyone, and welcome back my fellow pixelers, and welcome back to a brand new tutorial. And that's right, finally, yes, I know I should have done Ivysaur a long time ago in a tutorial, but finally it's coming out in a tutorial. With that being said, if you don't know how tutorials work here, you might want to go and click on the video down below, linked in the description, which will explain how my tutorials work on this channel. If you already know how they work, then you don't need to go and click on that video. And without further ado, let's get straight away started in today's tutorial. First thing first, you're probably going to notice there's going to be a list on the screen right here that's going to explain all the blocks that we're going to be needing for today's build. And you just want to make sure that you have your black concrete and your bookshelf in your hotbar at all times. And then once you've got all your blocks that you'll needed, once again, if you haven't grabbed your blocks yet, just pause the video and grab all the blocks. If you already got all your blocks, you can now unpause the video. And once you've unpaused the video, now I'm going to tell you the properties of the design, just to make sure if you're building your design anywhere, you know, next to something. As you can see, I have absolutely nothing in sight of me, but if you are building it next to something, you just want to make sure you want to know the properties, obviously, so you don't collide. And the width for this build is going to be 199, and the height of this build is going to be 185. Now we are going to be starting from the very left, so you want to make sure basically we have 198 space going to the right from this block, which would equal 199 in total, including this one. And obviously you want to make sure you have like another 20 block space as well, because you don't want your build to be connecting to anything either. But as you can see, I have tons of space to the right because there's absolutely nothing around. With that being said, if you've already laid out the properties, or if you don't need to lay it out because you've got open space like me, we now can get started with outlining our bookshelf outline. So first thing first, you want to take out your bookshelf, and from our starting point from the ground, we're just going to place 50 bookshelf going up from the ground. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, and 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, and 50. And there we go. Once you've placed 50 bookshelves going up right here, what we're going to do is we're just going to place one bookshelf going to the right, and there we go. Once we place this one bookshelf going to the right, we're then going to fly back to the left by one, so back to this top left corner right here. Once you've flown back to the top left corner right here, we're then just going to place one bookshelf on top of here, and there we go. And then once you place this one bookshelf on top right here, we're then going to place one bookshelf going to the right. Once you place that one going to the right, we're then going to fly back to the left by one, so back to this top left corner, and we're then just going to place one bookshelf on top of here, and there we go. Once we place this one bookshelf on top right here, we're now going to fly all the way back down to the very bottom of the build, all the way back down to our starting point. Once you've flown all the way back to the starting point right here, we're now going to place 49 bookshelves going to the right from here. So place 49 going to the right from here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, and 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, and 49. And there we go. Once you place this 49th one going to the right here, we're now going to place one bookshelf on top of here. There we go. Once you place that one on top, we're then going to fly underneath by one, so back down to the bottom right corner. Once you've flown back down to the bottom right corner, we're now going to place one bookshelf going to the right, and there we go. Once we place this one bookshelf going to the right, we're then going to place one on top, just like so. Then once you place this one on top, we're then going to float underneath by 1, so back down to the bottom right corner, and we're now going to place 49 going to the right again from this point right here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, and 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, and there we go. And once you place this 49th one going to the right here, we're now going to place one bookshelf on top of here. Oh, there we go. And then once you place that one bookshelf on top right there, we're now going to repeat this process that we just did one more time. Obviously, this one's not as big as some of the anime designs, which means you don't have to place too many, but there's no point counting it out again because it'll just expand the video a bit longer. So we're going to repeat this process one more time, just again to explain the process for you in a bit more words. Again, what we're going to do is we're going to place one more going to the right. We're then going to place that one on top. We're then going to fly underneath by 1, so back down to the bottom right corner. And then you're going to place this 49 going all the way to the right here. And then once you place that 49 to the right, you're going to place that one more on top right there. So we're just going to repeat that process one more time. So with that being said, I'm just going to quickly cut to that being done, and then I'll show you what it looks like as well. So with that being said, let's go and cut to that right now. And there we go. So again, just to show you what it should look like again, as you can see, again, I've just repeated the same process here one more time right here. So again, as you can see, we place the one to the right, the one on top, back underneath, then 49 all the way to the right. And once you place that 49th one to the right, just one more on top, just like so, right there. And there we go. Once you have done this though, we are now, again, we're going to fly back to the end here because we've still got one more line to do, but this one's just going to be a tiny bit smaller. And you probably heard earlier, I did say 199 in width. So it literally is just one less than the 49 this time. And what we're going to do is we're just going to build, once again, one going to the right, just like so. Then we're going to build one on top. And then we're going to fly underneath by 1. So back down to the bottom right corner. And once you've flown back down to the bottom right corner, we're now going to place 48 going to the right this time instead of 49. So we're going to place 48 going to the right from here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, and 48. And there we go. Once you place this 48th one going to the right here, we're now going to place 49 going up from here. So we're just going to place 49 going up from here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, and 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, and 49. And there we go. Once you have placed 49 going up right here, we're We're now going to place one bookshelf going to the left, just like so. And then we're going to fly back to the right by one. So back to the top right corner right here. And we're now going to place one bookshelf on top. Once you place the one on top, we're going to place one going to the left. And then we're going to fly back into the right by one. So again, back to the top right corner. And we're now going to place one bookshelf on top of here. And there you go. Once you place this one bookshelf on top right here, we're now just going to zoom out. And what we want to do is we're just going to fly all the way back to the left. We want to fly all the way back to the left over here. And once you've flown all the way back to the left, we want to fly all the way back up to the top, to the one bookshelf that we have placed on the very top part right here. So flying back to this very top part right here. And there we go. Once you have flown back to the one bookshelf that we have placed on top right here, we are now going to place 48 bookshelves going up from this one that's sticking up right here. So again, we're going to place 48 bookshelves going up from here. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, and 40, and then 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, and 48. And there you go. Once you place this 48th one going up right here, once again, we're now going to place one bookshelf going to the right from here. And there we go. Once you place that one bookshelf going to the right, we're now going to fly back to the left by one. So back to this top left corner right here. We're now going to place one bookshelf going up from here. And there we go. Once you place that one bookshelf going up, we're then going to place one going to the right. And once you place that one to the right, we're going to fly back to the left by one. So back to the top left corner right here. And now we're going to place 49 bookshelves going up from here. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, and 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, and 49. And there we go. Once you place this 49th one on top right here, we're now going to place one bookshelf going to the right. And then once you place this one bookshelf to the right, we're now going to fly back to the left by one. So back to the top left corner right here. Once you've flown back to the top left corner, we're now going to place one bookshelf on top of here. Once you place that one bookshelf on top, we're now going to place one going to the right. And then once you place this one going to the right, we're going to fly back to the left by one again. So back to the top left corner. And this time, we're now going to place 34 bookshelves going up from here. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30, 31, 32, 33, and 34. And there you go. Once you place 34 bookshelves going up right here, we're now just going to place one going to the right for now. And that's going to be everything done so far. And now all we got to do is a very nice quick step, where basically we just mark all the way to the right, mark go down, and then you just got to go all the way to, to the right, and then go all the way back over here, all the way to the left, and so on, and keep going right and left, and then just go up and down, and you're basically very nicely done. And once again, I'm just going to close it off for you, show you just a quick example again, just in case anyone's doing this for the first time, and just again, for those who already know how it works, you guys can already get started. But without further ado, let's just go and start. So all I'm going to do, again, I don't know the exact amount I need to go to the right, but I'm just going to build a load over to the right. And I'm just going to stop at a certain point where I think I'm kind of near the other end. And then I'm just going to fly down and go up. Which I could probably maybe count this out, but obviously we don't want to count like 100 and what? 98 going to the right, because that's just going to take a while. And it's a lot easier if we do it just this way. The best way of probably doing it is having your coordinates on, which I do have mine. But just making sure that you jot down what's this one. As you see, I built a bit too far over, so just destroy a couple of these blocks. That's probably enough. Now I'm just going to fly back down to the bottom. And we're just going to build up. And there we go. Now just finish off the bit to the right. And there we go. Now we are connected. Okay, now we go to the simple part. Again, if I just fly all the way back to the left bottom corner, just to show you a quick example how to outline the rest of it. Literally, all you're going to do is you're just going to go. So start from these two sticking onto the right here. And what you just want to do is on the first layer, you just want to go all the way to the right, basically from here. Once you get all the way to the end, you just fly up by one block. So you'd be on the end, but obviously on that side, and you just want to fly up by one block. So basically to this block, because we know we got the one to the right here as well. And basically then obviously you're going to go to the left from here again, or on that side. So then we're just going all the way to the left from here, and then you would connect basically all the way back to there. And again, you do the same thing for going up and down as well. So again, you would just go all the way up basically from here. And then once you hit the very top line, again, you just fly to the right by one, and then you would just go all the way down, and then you would connect basically to there. So I'm just going to go and quickly cut to that being done. So without further ado, I'm going to cut to that right now. And there we go. And for once, I don't actually have to change my FOV to actually have everything in frame, as this box again is a lot smaller compared to Chainsaw Man and some of the other ones we have done. But anyway, there you go. So again, as you can see, very nice, quick and simple. Just had the build to the right, build to the left, just a tiny bit of counting. That's all we really did. And again, as you can see, that's 50 by 50 by 50, and then that's a 50 and 49 one, and then sliding in the left corner again, 50 by 50, 50 by 50, 50 by 50, then 50 at the top, and 35 going up in height, and then that one is 49 in width, and 35 in height. And again, there is our quadrant outline. So with that being said, once you have marked out that quadrant outline, we can now finally get into the actual building process of the Ivysaur. So with that being said, I'm now going to go and cut to Photoshop to go and explain all the colors for you to start marking out inside each quadrant. So without further ado, let's go and head over to Photoshop. Okay then, so we are now in Photoshop, as you can see right here, and here is the first quadrant. We are going to notice that there's going to be a lot of orange right here, and orange is going to be the background for Ivysaur. Didn't use green for this one, as green is kind of used in the leaves. I thought it would be nicer to kind of change the color to a nicer, brighter color. That is kind of obvious there. Yeah, there's no orange in Ivysaur, so that could be the background. And here's just a quick look at the big version of the design, if anyone wants to have, you know, a little sneak peek at it as well if you want. Here is a version of the big one, as you can see right here. So there is Ivysaur in all of its might and glory right here on Photoshop that I've designed. And again, as you can see, orange is all the nice, lovely background. Well, that being said, going back to the first quadrant. So in the very first quadrant, as you can see, this is all going to be background for the orange. And for the colors for the area, this darker shade for Ivysaur's body is going to be none other than our cyan wool. And then for our lighter shade right here, this is going to be our light blue wool. And also this one little lighter shade as well. This is also light blue wool. It's just one of the areas I missed in the corner. Sometimes it happens when I'm designing pixel art. There's just one color or shade I forget to kind of change to the right color, and those like little corner spots. So again, that is light blue as well. So all light blue wool in here. And then this darker shade for Ivysaur's patches, this is going to be our cyan concrete inside here. So cyan concrete inside here. This darker shade of green right here, this is going to be our green wool. And then for our lighter shade of green right here, this is going to be our lime green wool. Once again, I'm sure you already know, but the black outline is going to be all our black concrete right here. Black concrete for this outline here. Black concrete for all of this outline here as well, going down. And the little section to the right as well. So all the outline is black concrete. With that being said, just want to make sure you pause the video and fill out these areas in the areas you're meant to fill them out. And if you already have done this, you can unpause the video and moving on to layer 2. Then on to layer 2, as you can see right here. Once again, this orange shade is our background. So all background down here, as you can see. Background also in this little 2 gap right there as well. And for the rest of the colors, as you can see, we can see a bit of feetsy do, and this darker shade for the shade in the feet right here, this is going to be our light grey wool. And then for the lighter whiter shade, this is going to be our white wool inside here. So the same for here, light grey wool, white wool. And then this one is this little claw is going to be all light grey wool. Struggle to get the word out there. Once again though, for the body, the darker shade, as you already know, this is going to be our cyan wool, all inside here, and inside this section right here as well. Once again, the lighter shade for the body is going to be all our light blue wool, inside this section, all up here, and this section going to the right here as well. And again, for that darker spot patch right we saw, this is going to be our cyan concrete inside this patch area right here. So again, cyan concrete inside here. And then once again, for all of the black outline in this part is going to be all our black concrete. So black concrete all for this outline right here. Black concrete for this outline here. Black concrete for all of these sections. Again, all for the outline sections. Just going to go all over it with my hand. Just so you can see all these shaded areas where our black concrete is going in. And there you go. And there's all the areas, as you can see. Again, you probably know most of it, but anyway, with that being said, once again, pause the video and fill this in. If you already had done this, you can unpause the video, and we're now going to move on to layer 3. Okay then, into layer 3, as you can see right here. Once again, this orange shade is going to be all our background, and background on the left side here as well. Once again, for the claw sticking out, our grey shade right here, here and here is going to be our light grey wool. For the white shade here, here and here, this is going to be our white wool. And again, for that body shade, the darker body shade, this is going to be our cyan wool, all inside this section right here, inside here, and inside this section to the right here as well. Once again, our lighter shade for the body is going to be our light blue wool, all inside here and over to the right down here. And then once again, for our spotted areas, this is going to be our cyan concrete inside here and inside here. And once again, as you probably already know, all the outlined areas is going to be our black concrete for all of these outlined areas, as you can see. So again, all black concrete, all of these areas. And also again, for the spotted areas as well on the outside, all black concrete. And there we go. And that's all of layer 3 explained. With that being said, once again, you want to make sure you pause the video, fit all of this in. If you already have done this, unpause the video, and moving on to layer number 4. So in layer 4, as you can see, you're probably going to notice something a bit special right here. And you can notice there is kind of like a transparent background. And yes, that's because we're all the way in the last quadrant where we only marked out 49 going to the right and not the 50. So basically, this is what I like to call the void. So you basically can completely ignore this piece right here, because this is the void where basically there is completely nothing there, because we didn't even mark out this area. So again, you can ignore it, just like the end, where if you fall into the end, down into the void, there's absolutely nothing there, and you die in game, and well, you lose or you lose, which is gonna suck. But anyway, with that being said, once again, all this orange right here, this is going to be our background. So all of this is going to be our background right here. So again, completely ignore this area. And then starting off with the claws, once again, for this section, and this section, for the grey area, this is going to be all our light grey wool inside each of these 3 areas. And then for the white shade inside each claw, so inside here, here and here, once again, this is going to be our white wool. With that being said, once again, for the body darker shade for Ivysaur, this is going to be our cyan wool all inside here, going down here. And then once again, for our lighter shade inside here and inside here, this is going to be our light blue wool inside these two sections right here. And for our darker shade for those spotted areas for Ivysaur, this is going to be our cyan concrete inside here and inside this section right here. Once again, for the outline, once again, this is all going to be black concrete for all the outlined areas for Ivysaur. So again, all of these areas with our black concrete is all going to be black concrete for these outlined areas. So, with that being said, once you have done all of layer 4, or you haven't done it yet, pause the video and fill it in. Once you have already done it, obviously you can now go and move on to layer 5. And to move on to layer 5, we are now done with the first row. So we're going to fly all the way back to the very left end of the bill, and we're now going to start into layer 5. So without further ado, let's go and start into layer 5. So then moving into group 2, all the way on layer 5, on the second line, all the way to the left. As you can see, once again, all this orange right here is going to be our background. So again, all these areas where the orange is going into, again, this is all background in all these sections right here. Down here as well, and down here again, all of our orange is our background. Once again, for the lighter shade of green inside this section right here, this is going to be our lime green wool. And then once again, for the darker shade, this is going to be our green wool inside this section right here, this section right here, and all of this section above, and this top section right here as well, is all going to be our green wool, all inside the darker shaded area for our green. Once again, as you already know, the black outline is going to be our black concrete for all of these outline sections, as you can see right here. Again, it's all going to be our black concrete in all of these areas right here. So then, with that being said, once again, if you haven't done this yet, pause the video and fill in layer 5. If you already have done layer 5, then you can move on to layer 6. So then moving to layer 6, once again, as you can see, we do have one little tiny dot, which is going to be our background over here. As you can see, this orange right here is our background, so nothing is going inside that section right there. With that being said, once again, for the darker shade for the leaf, this green color right here, this is going to be our green wool all inside here. All inside this section above right here, again, all inside here, and in here, and all inside here, it's going to be our green wool. Once again, for the lighter shade of green right here, this is going to be our lime green wool in this section right here. Then moving on to Ivysaur's body, once again, for the darker shade of Ivysaur's body, this is going to be our cyan wool, all inside this section right here, this section right here, and this section all the way going up to the right here as well. Once again, our lighter shade for Ivysaur's body is going to be light blue wool inside this section all in here, going up here, and this little section above right here. And then once again, for Ivysaur's patches areas, this is going to be our cyan concrete inside here and inside here. And as you already know, the outline, well, yep, you guessed it already, it's going to be all black concrete for all of these outline sections, as you can see. And you can see there's quite a bit of outline sections here because we've got quite a lot in this quadrant going on. Again, all of this is going to be our black concrete, as you can see. So with that being said, once again, if you haven't done layer 6 yet, pause the video and fill in layer 6. If you already have done layer 6, we're now going to go and move on to layer 7. So then, moving on to layer 7, as you can see right here, the first thing I'm going to explain is the eye, because there's a bit of a weird thing going on with the eye, which we'll see in the layer above more. I can explain it a bit better. This one's not too bad to explain, but in the other layer, there's something I do need to explain a bit more. And in the eye, this dark shade right here, it probably will look like just the same shade as black concrete, because it is the same shade. I don't know why. Maybe when I was refining the design, because when I went to look back at the design, some of the colors weren't fully the same color, and I went over all those colors, and I guess when I used the fill bucket, it probably just filled this in with black concrete. But this, when I say black concrete, you know, the same very dark shade of black concrete, but this shade right here, this is going to be black wool. So just this section right here, as you can see, is going to be black wool inside this layer 7. So this right here is going to be our black wool. For the rest of the dark black outline, once again, that is all going to be black concrete for the rest of the outlined areas. that is all going to be black concrete, as you can see. So again, all black concrete for the rest of these areas. With that being said, moving on to the rest of the colors. Once again, for the lighter shade of Ivysaur's body, once again, this is all going to be the light blue wool all inside here, going up to here. Once again, for our darker shade right here and inside this section here, going up here in the top left and this little 2 here, this is all going to be our cyan wool, as you already know. And then once again for this tooth, which, well, not tooth, the first time I've seen the tooth, but same shade as the claws, this grey shade right here, which again, this is the same shade as this one is meant to be. This is all going to be our light grey wool inside here. And again, for the white shade, that is going to be our white wool inside this section right here as well. Once again, for the eye shade right here, this is going to be white wool for the white shade right here. And then for the red for the eye, this is going to be our red wool for this shade right here. And then just one more little shade in the very top left corner up here, this dark green. Once again, that's going to be our green wool inside this section right here. So again, just a quick reminder, this one area right here in the inside of the eye is going to be black wool. For the rest of the outline, that is going to be black concrete. With that being said, make sure to pause this if you haven't done this yet. If you already have filled in layer 7, we're now going to move into layer 8. So into layer 8, once again, I'm going to start with the eye. Once again, yep, same thing. This one line right here, and again, just this one line that's going up on the right hand side, not this one on the left. This one on the right here is going to be our black wool. So this 1, 2, 3, 4 going up right here on the right hand side, this is going to be our black wool shade right here. So again, just black wool here. And then for all the rest of the outline, so on the left and the rest of the outlined areas for our black, that is all going to be our black concrete for the rest of these outlined areas. As you can see, again, all black concrete for the rest of these areas. Going down here as well, all the way to the left there, and all down here as well. Again, just to remind you of that. Now, with that being said as well, once again, as you probably already know, the lighter shade of Ivysaur's body inside this section right here is going to be our light blue wool. And then for our darker shade inside here, and underneath the nose area here, all down here as well, and all inside here, this is all going to be our cyan wool. And also, I just forgot to mention this lighter area, that's also our light blue wool as well, as you can see down here. And then once again for the tooth, grey shade is going to be our light grey wool, and for the white shade for the tooth, that is going to be our white wool. And then once again for the eye, this section right here for the white shade, this is going to be our white wool. And again for these 2 sections for the red, that's going to be our red wool. And I think I already explained this, but as you already know, orange is our background, so you can completely ignore these areas. And the same with the void, completely ignore that area. With that being said, just one quick reminder, on this right hand side of the eye, this black line going up here, 1, 2, 3, 4, that is our black wool. The rest of the outlines is our black concrete. With that being said, once again, if you haven't done this yet, pause the video and fill in layer 8. If you already have done layer 8, that's everything done on the second line. So we're now going to move over to the third line. So now we're going to fly all the way back to the left, starting into layer 9. So then into layer 9, as you can see right here on the third line, once again, this orange right here, as you can see, this is all going to be background for all of these areas. So all down here, this section right here, and this section is all going to be our background, so you can completely ignore these areas right here. Once again, for the darker shade of green for the Ivysaur's leaf, this is going to be our green wool inside here, all down here, and in this section above right here. Once again, for our lighter shade of green, this is all going to be lime wool, all inside here, going to the left right here, all down here, and this section right here as well is all going to be our lime wool. And then once again, for all the black outline, you probably already know, but once again, all the black outline is going to be our black concrete. So again, all of the outline sections is going to be our black concrete once again. Again, the only little section that is the same color kind of as the black concrete is just that eye section. But again, all of this is going to be black concrete, as you can see. With that being said, if you haven't done layer 9 yet, make sure to pause the video and fill it in. If you already have done layer 9, we're now going to move on to layer 10. So then moving on to layer 10, once again, this top left section right here of the orange, as you already know, that's background, completely ignore that. And once again, for the darker shade for the leaf, this is all going to be green wool, all inside this section right here, inside here, and inside here. And then moving on to our next new colors, as you can see for this darker pink shade, this is going to be our magenta terracotta. So magenta terracotta inside this right section and down here, and this left section right here, and then this little middle section right here as well is all going to be our magenta terracotta. And for our lighter shade of pink, this is going to be our pink concrete to the left here, and to the right here. And then once again, for all of the black outline, this is all going to be our black concrete for all of the outlined sections, as you can see. And once again, if you haven't filled this in yet, make sure to pause the video and fill in all of this. And if you already have done all of that, we're now going to go and move on to layer 11. So then, moving on to layer 11, once again, as I said, we still got a bit of the eye section above, where I did say this is going to be black wool, and then above that is going to be black concrete. And if I just come over to the eye right here, as you can see, the very outer line, again, just the very outer line above right here is going to be black concrete. And then for all of the rest of the eye section, it's going to be our black wool. So if I just show you my hand right here, this 1, 2, and 3 is going to be black wool. And then in a bottom right diagonal direction by 2, 1 and 2 right here is going to be our black wool. And then again, from that point on, all the rest underneath is black wool. So this very top 2 here, this is going to be our black concrete. Again, the very outer top layer, that's our black concrete, this 2 here. And then this 1, 2, 3 going down in the bottom right diagonal direction is going to be our black concrete. So again, very top part is going to be our black concrete. All the rest going underneath is our black wool for the eye. So with that being said, for the rest of the colors, once again for the eye, for the red shade, as you already know, red wool inside here and inside here. And for our lighter shade right here, this is going to be our white wool right here. And these 4 that look very tinily kind of light grayish, that's also going to be white wool for those 4 right there. And then for our lighter shade of light grey or white right here, this is going to be our white concrete in this section right here. So white concrete is going to be inside this section right here, as you can see for the eye. Again, for the lighter shade, that's our white wool. For the darker shade, that's our white concrete. Once again, for the lighter shade of Ivysaur's body right here, as you can see, once again, that is going to be our light blue wool. And for the darker shade, this is going to be our cyan wool inside here. And also this one little section here that also is light blue wool, just in case anyone's wondering. That is light blue wool inside that one little section right there. With that being said, for our actual kind of last new color to explain, this grey shade, this dark grey shade right here, this is going to be our grey concrete inside this section right here. And all the dark section right here, this is all going to be our black concrete. So again, black concrete is in all the rest of the outlined areas, again for all the rest of the build, as you can see. And again, just that section there is the black wool. But for the rest of the colors, as you can see, we got a bit of Ivysaur's leaf right here. Once again, that darker shade of green, it's going to be our green wool inside here. Same for this section here, and the same for this bigger section right here, as you can see. Going down here, all green wool, and the same going up into here as well. And once again, our lighter shade of green right here, this is going to be our lime wool inside this section right here. So lime wool inside here. And then once again, for the darker shade of pink, as you can see, this is all going to be our magenta terracotta, all going down here, going up here, inside these sections, it's all going to be our magenta terracotta. With that being said, once again, if you haven't filled this in yet, make sure to pause the video and fill it all in. If you already have done this, we're now going to go and move on to layer 12. So then, moving on to layer 12, once again, you can completely ignore the void area right here. And then once again, this orange shade that you can see right here, this is all going to be our background. So this orange shade right here, all our background. So once again, you can completely ignore this section right here as well. And with that being said, once again, for the eye section, there is some black wool. And as you can see inside this eye section right here, this 2 on the right hand side, this 1 and 2, this is going to be our black wool right here. So just 1 and 2 is going to be our black wool. And then for the rest of the black outlined areas, this is all going to be black concrete for the rest of these outlined areas, as you can see. So again, all black concrete for all of these areas right here. Again, same for these sections down here as well. All black concrete. And then for the rest of the colors, as you already know, for Ivysaur's lighter shade of his body, all going to be light blue wool, all inside here, going up here and up here. This section right here is also light blue wool, and this section right here is also light blue wool. For the darker shade, as you already know, this is going to be our cyan wool inside here and inside here. And then also this top little right section, by the way, that one kind of like lighter a shade, that is meant to be light blue wool going in that top right corner there as well. Again, just one of those areas that I kind of just forgot to get right into the very corner. But again, that is light blue wool inside that section as well. Once again, for Ivysaur spotted areas, for these darker shade right here, this is going to be a cyan concrete inside here and inside here. And then once again, you probably already know this shade for the eye for the red, but this is going to be our red wool inside here and inside here. And then for the darker shade for the green inside that leaf area, that's going to be our green wool inside here. And then for our lighter shade, that is going to be our lime wool for this section right here. With all of that being said, once again, if you haven't done layer 12 yet, pause the video, and if you already have done layer 12, we're now going to move on to our final line and to our final 4 next quadrants. So with that being said, you want to make sure you're going to fly all the way back over to the left, moving into line 4 into layer 13. So without further ado, let's move to layer 13. So then, into layer 13, as you can see right here, this is probably maybe some of the first time some of you have seen a quadrant or one of the layers like this. And yes, as you can see once again, this is the void section, and as you can see, this is all going to be background, which basically means layer 13 you can completely ignore, and we're just going to move over straight away to the right into layer 14, as nothing is going in layer 13. So let's go and move over to layer 14. So then, into layer 14, as you can see, we do have some of the design right here, and once again, this top section, again, that is our void, so completely ignore that. And then once again, for our orange shade, again, that's our background, so you can completely ignore that as well. And then once again, for this pink lighter area, so inside 1, 2 and 3 areas, this is going to be our pink concrete inside these areas right here. And then for our darker shade of pink inside area 1 and 2, this is going to be our magenta terracotta. And as you already know, yep, the outline is going to be all our black concrete, all of the outline sections, as you can see. So once again, with that being said, if you haven't done layer 14 yet, make sure to pause the video and fill in layer 14. If you already have done layer 14, we're now going to go and move over to layer 15. So then, moving into layer 15, once again, as you can see, top section void, completely ignore it. Once again, orange background, completely ignore it. And then for our pink shade, once again, for the lighter pink, as you already know, pink concrete inside here. For the darker shade of pink right here, this is going to be our magenta terracotta. And once again, for our darker shade for the green, for the leaf area, this is going to be our green wool inside here and inside this section right here. And then once again, for the outline, this is all going to be our black concrete for all the outline sections, as you can see right here. Once again, with that being said, if you haven't done layer 15 yet, make sure to pause the video and fill in layer 15 if you already have done layer 15. We're now going to move on to our final layer for Ivysaur and moving into layer 16. So then, moving into layer 16, as you can see once again, this is all the void area, so completely ignore this. The same with the orange background, completely ignore it. And then once again, we only have 2 shades, and as you can see, the dark green is going to be our green wool all inside this section. And then for the outline, as you already know, it's going to be all our black concrete for all of the outlined sections with our black outlines. So again, it's all going to be black concrete. With that being said, if you haven't done this yet, pause the video and fill everything in. And if you already have done this, well, I'm now just going to show you a quick example to what yours should be looking like at the end. And with that being said, let's go and cut to that, and let's go and have a look at what your Ivysaur should be looking like right now. And there we go. And that's what your Ivysaur should be looking like, that right there. Also, I just want to say there actually is one more tweak you can do for your Ivysaur just to give it a bit more better shade for the eye. If you actually want to take out your red concrete, this wasn't included in the Photoshop design because I did this as a tweak afterwards, but if I just zoom into Ivysaur's eye just to show you a quick little thing that I did do as well. As you can see, I just put a bit of red concrete at the top here, just to give it a bit more shade. But as you can see, I placed one like the top left corner here, then a bit one to the right, and then two going up, and then basically you fly underneath by one. You place the three going to the right, the one underneath, and then two to the right, and then there you go. You're now done. Just a bit of kind of shading to the eye if you want to do that. You don't have to. Just kind of makes the eye look a bit more, a bit better with that shading, kind of matching the white concrete. But anyway, that's all of Ivysaur, as you can see right there. And there is what your Ivysaur should be looking like. And if you have completed your Ivysaur, then congratulations. And if I actually just go a bit to the right as well, as you can see, this will be our next design for our Pokemon tutorial. And as you can see, yep, that's right. We have none other than our beautiful Venusaur that will be coming next. I'm sure a lot of you Pokemon fans are going to be looking forward to that, because I know a lot of you enjoy probably Bulbasaur's evolution line, right? I know Bulbasaur generally actually isn't the most popular, but honestly, I think Bulbasaur is definitely a cool one. Venusaur's very cool, but I'm sure, I think, as you've probably seen from some YouTubers' polls and stuff like that, obviously Charizard, well, yeah, we don't really need to talk about him, and Blastoise as well, again, pretty popular. But next to Venusaur, we do have after that, obviously coming next as well, will be the Mega Venusaur. And also, just a quick little update as well, I actually have finally finished the Dynamax Venusaur, so I'll be building that in a time-lapse very soon for Dynamax Venusaur. That was quite a hard one to design, and I'm not looking forward to any of the other Dynamaxes. For example, Charizard, Blastoise, Butterfree, Toxicity. Yeah, they're not easy to do. They're really hard to design because there's not really a lot of reference for them. But that will be coming in a time-lapse soon, and also in a tutorial. I also have designed Charmander and Charmeleon, and soon to be designing Charizard. So those will also be coming in time-lapses and tutorials as well. So look forward to those ones. As well as those, I do have Ash Ketchum, the original. So in the first Indigo series, that will also be coming out in a time-lapse and tutorial soon. So a lot of exciting designs and a bunch of other ones as well for anime as well to come soon. So with all of that being said, I will see you in the next video. And if you have enjoyed this, make sure to go and hit that like button, and make sure to go and subscribe as well, because it's much appreciated. It helps out a lot. And again, thank you very much for that. And with that being said, I'll see you in the next video. So without further ado, peace out. Enjoy the rest of your day, and goodbye.